Hey all, no Null here. In the latest SMG4 episode, Mario the Exploro, Mr. Puzzles has suddenly returned to the series after only a month since his defeat in the Puzzlevision movie. This return was just as out of left field as that community post SMG4 released shortly after the Puzzlevision movie came out, which teased that Mr. Puzzles may return. This community post, as well as a later post, were the only hints we got towards a possible return of Mr. Puzzles, and while I did take this as solid confirmation he would return eventually later this year considering Mr. Puzzles' popularity, I definitely did not expect his return to be so soon, and in a standalone episode of all things. I'm happy he's back, because I do really like his character, but I would be lying if I said this return wasn't a little underwhelming due to a lack of build up to it, and there being no big event or story to accompany his return, as well as him being treated as a joke when he returned properly at the end of the episode, though admittedly that ending scene was entertaining and rather funny. But while Mr. Puzzles' return did feel somewhat similarly underwhelming to his defeat in the Puzzlevision movie, there are some pretty interesting details in this episode to theorize about. So firstly, this episode was added to the Puzzlevision playlist, and so is a part of that series as well as the main SMG4 series. As a side note, it was due to this video being added to the Puzzlevision playlist a few hours before it was released that a lot of us knew Mr. Puzzles would be returning in this episode. Anyways, Mr. Puzzles claims that he wants to transform the SMG4 show into many different TV shows like the Dora the Explorer parody of this episode and the parodies of the previous Puzzlevision episodes. This, alongside a line said by Mario where he wonders if these TV parodies will become a common recurrence, makes me believe that the Puzzlevision series will become a side series on the channel like Remastered 64. This is backed up by Mr. Puzzles implying he has other TV show parody ideas, as well as when SMG4 stated that he wanted to make more parodies in the future, though I didn't realize that what he meant by this was to continue making episodes for the Puzzlevision series. So it appears that Mr. Puzzles will indeed be taking on a role similar to SMG3 before the YouTube arc, as I theorized previously, where he will be a recurring antagonist in multiple episodes, though instead of carrying out some evil plot he will force the SMG4 cast to perform in one of his parodies. But we got a hint that Mr. Puzzles may not just be a minor antagonist from now on, as he slips up at one point and reveals that he wants to take over the SMG4 channel directly rather than to create his own TV show, as was his original goal, since he failed to maintain his 5-star show in the movie, and assumedly the SMG4 show may still be at 5.5 stars ratings, and so he views taking over the SMG4 series as an easier goal in order to achieve his dream of running the best show ever. This slip up by Mr. Puzzles also shows that he is still not to be trusted, as he has not been redeemed nor regrets his antagonistic actions like SMG3 did. This is largely all we have to theorize about for now, as it's anyone's guess as to what Mr. Puzzles' plan to take over the SMG4 show may entail, though a safe guess is that it may involve the meme games or what for 2024. Perhaps it could even involve the boarded up door or clench, though I'm still currently leaning on the side of those two plot threads being unrelated to Mr. Puzzles, though if those plot threads lead to the next arc, then perhaps Mr. Puzzles could get involved in progressing those stories, like how he manipulated events in 2023, but I doubt he would have any connection to the origins of Clench and the Door. As a bonus, I noticed a small detail from this episode that is rather interesting. When Mario and SMG4 leave Mr. Puzzles' head in the Dora the Explorer parody, they interestingly don't leave through the TV screen, like how they entered it. Rather, they come out of one of those TV portals that the crew traveled through to reach different TV channels during the Puzzlevision movie. So could Mario and SMG4 still be trapped within Mr. Puzzles' head, having only traveled to a different TV channel, rather than leaving his head? No, they almost certainly aren't still trapped. This was just an out there idea I had. Thanks for watching, and by the way, Mr. Puzzles' return hasn't really contradicted anything with my Mr. Puzzles origin story animation, so that should still release later this month.